What is up, Ticket Mel? Welcome back to the channel and thank you for stopping by. I wanted to cover some of the brief updates with regards to Charlize. This is the 9-year-old girl we've been covering from Australia that went on this holiday trip with her mother and the mother's fiance, boyfriend, whatever you want to call him, Kevin, Stein, and the grandmother of Charlize actually has full custody, but she let Charlize go for this holiday trip. And now, if you've been following, we know that there was human remains found, and now there's this whole thing with the barrel and the stepfather, boyfriend, fiance. He's been arrested. This guy, Justin, apparently had made multiple attempts to get rid of Charlize. And so it says here, on the banks of the Kallista River on Sydney's northwest fringe, with 100 kilograms of sand and an empty barrel, Justin Stein allegedly attempted a brazen cover-up. And so this Kallista River is about an hour or more away from where she disappeared in the Blue Mountains, more specifically Mount Wilson, which has this private property that's owned by the fiance's family, and it's like this lavish grounds of his remote Blue Mountain estate in Waldenstein, which a lot of times they rent out this place and they have like wedding events and all this. It's a really beautiful place. And so allegedly, here's some of what he tried to do. I'll try to like put the maps up and videos and images so you guys can get a visual while I read, but it says, to hide what he had allegedly done, Mr. Stein towed a boat from Mount Wilson property and tried to dump the schoolgirl's body in Hawkesbury River, but he was unable to start the vessel. This is one of the rivers that we spoke about that I believe they were looking at.
The next day, police seized a white boat from the property Charlize was last seen at before searching the Hawkesbury River on Sunday.
July 15, I believe, was the day that they actually seized a boat in a Hawkesbury River. So they were looking at these different places, and you're going to see why, because of his GPS locations that they were tracking. So he drove his vehicle to the Kallista River, where he allegedly planned to cast Charlize into the water inside a barrel filled with sand he had bought from a Bunnings hardware store last Thursday afternoon, but it was all too heavy for him to shift, forcing him to allegedly leave it on the water's edge. Many of Mr. Stein's movements in the 24 hours before Charlize was reported missing had been captured on CCTV and through the GPS on his mobile phone. So she was reported missing on that Friday, but reportedly she had gone missing Thursday afternoon, which some of the timelines a little bit weird. We'll talk about that in a second. So they were able to track some of his locations by these methods that led police to Charlize's remains on Tuesday night, with detectives arresting Mr. Stein at their Surrey Hills apartment a short time later, charging him with murder. They're still working on the autopsy. And it says court documents say Mr. Stein murdered Charlize between 7 p.m. last Tuesday and 10 a.m. on Wednesday. And so that's what I mean with the timeline, because so reportedly, supposedly, the last time that they saw her was Thursday afternoon. But court documents are stating that, well, they believe she was murdered between 7 p.m. Tuesday and 10 a.m. Wednesday. So Thursday is obviously after, and then Friday she was reported missing. So why all that length of time of being reported missing, taking all that time? It's just weird, right? And if this alleged time is accurate, between 7 p.m. Tuesday and 10 a.m. Wednesday, why would they say that they saw her Thursday? Some people are kind of wondering, is it possible that the mother knew? Maybe she didn't know. They said so far there's no evidence to prove that she knew anything. What they've been saying as well is that like she's still in the hospital, and so like they haven't really even gotten a statement from her like officially. They're trying to, but I guess she's still there because supposedly she had some sort of mental breakdown. They said here in quotes that the investigation will be ongoing. At this stage, we have no evidence to support anything other than the accused acted alone. However, it is still early days in the investigation. They go on to say that Justin gave two varying stories about the events leading up to Charlize's disappearance. Also, they said there was a number of anomalies that just set red flags for all of them.
Stein allegedly told police many different versions, so they tracked his phone and collected CCTV, leading them here to the Kallista River. Through
CCTV and GPS, like we mentioned earlier, they were able to establish certain facts of the vehicle he was driving and those movements, and also certain suspicious behavior that escalated our scrutiny about his potential involvement. That behavior also included a series of phone calls made to his fiance while buying the sandbags, and his purchasing of fuel for the boat at the local petrol station. Wearing a gray Everlast hoodie, Mr. Stein briefly appeared in Central Local Court via audio-visual link from Surrey Hills Police Center on Wednesday. The court heard he suffers from long-term mental health problems. Here we go again. He did not apply for bail and it was formally refused, with his lawyer asking for him to be held in solitary confinement in prison because he fears for his safety. The magistrate refused to make the order, saying that was a matter for corrective services. The article goes on to state that the prosecutor asked for additional time. Also that Mr. Stein, Justin, he's being transferred to the Silverwater prison. He's going to go some quarantine thing. He'll be back in court again in March. Mr. Stein's parents, James and Anime, oh, here we go. They're going to get me. Animo, are well-known antique dealers with a shop in the Queen Victoria building. They're described as offering world-class antique jewelry, and the shop was closed that day. The family owned the Wildstein for more than 2 decades, transferring the 12-hectare site. I guess that means acres or something. I don't know how it converts, into a popular wedding venue, which we've kind of talked about all this. It's breathtaking. It's memorable. And Charlize's father, the bio dad, Hensby, paid a tribute to his daughter on Wednesday through Facebook, vowing to find answers. He said, "Goodbye, you beautiful little girl. I love you so much. I miss you every day." He wrote, "You have captured the hearts of the nation and the world, and now those hearts are breaking with mine. This doesn't happen. Kids need to be safe. What is wrong with you people? We will get answers for you, baby, and we will honor you properly." So I think that was the updates that I wanted to get in. So just rehashing a little bit really quickly. So police believe that Charlize was killed between Tuesday and Wednesday. So that's January 11th and 12th, between those days, right? Charlize reportedly was last seen, this is according to the mother and the fiance, Thursday, which is the 13th. She's reported missing Friday morning on the 14th. Okay. So my thing is, first of all, Justin saying and going along with the story, oh yeah, I last saw her Thursday. I can see with the alleged charges that, okay, yeah, maybe he's lying or making up things to try to cover himself up. But why would the mother go along with this story? And why wait till Friday? And if the timeline that police are giving, that they believe she's been dead since between Tuesday and Wednesday, how could the mother not report the child missing all that time? We thought it was just Thursday, and that was kind of weird, right? I mean, I'm not trying to point fingers. I'm just pointing at the facts and the alleged information that's out there. It's just kind of weird. It's a little bit bizarre. Was the mother just freaking out? She was afraid. According to the Daily Mail, in one of the portions I was reading, it says it's understood detectives believe Charlize's mother, Kallista, had left her daughter in the care of Stein last Tuesday night. That was the last time she was confirmed to be alive. Police will allege she was killed within 15 hours. They had a vigil today, which was really emotional. The school, I think, made some posts. There was a lot of people. There was a lot of people that showed up for the vigil. Horrible situation. No idea what the motive is still. And to go through all these motions and all this craziness with the boats at different locations, the sandbags. I mean, you seem like he had a lot of time to try to concoct a plan, and the entire time doing it while he has his cell phone, I guess, and he's being seen on CCTV and he's making these purchases. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Anyway, comment down below, leave me a like, subscribe, turn on bell notifications. I'd appreciate that. If you haven't checked out today's 2 videos I dropped, check it out. Virginia and the other weird jogger story where this guy had plans to put him in a closet and was stalking him and watching him for 6 weeks. Yeah, check that out. Peace. Adios.